Hi, I'm Garrett from 91X. This is Danielle, Paul Segura from Carl Strauss Brewing, and welcome to another edition of Beer for Breakfast ABV with 91X. We're very excited this week to introduce you to a pretty exciting new brewery here in San Diego, SouthNorte Beer Company. I have with us the founder and founder. Let's try that, make sure I pronounce it correctly. It's the founder and brewmaster of SouthNorte, Ryan Brooks. And Ryan, you have quite the pedigree. You've been involved with Coronado Brewing for a while, and now you're doing your own thing, your own venture.
Yes.
Also, we have Melody Crisp, who runs marketing for SouthNorte. And this is really exciting because you guys just started. I mean, you're, what, 3 weeks old,
Yep.
right?
Very new.
And one of the reasons we wanted to have you in today, of course, is to congratulate you on your medal at GABF. I mean, wow.
Yes.
Well, let's see, you've been open 3 weeks and you've already scored a bronze medal in the specialty category for the
Agavamente, yep.
Agavamente. So we want to get into your beers because we've been hearing about this thing and it's coming, and of course the best thing to do is to get into beers and find out. But we'd also love to get a little context of where this comes from. So I guess if you could start, tell us a little bit about the sort of beginning of this.
Well, the beginning was right when I started working for Coronado. I moved from Fallbrook down to Tijuana. I didn't want to drive an hour each way, so I had a fast track pass, and I would drive 15 to 20 minutes every day to get to work. During that time, I met a lot of good friends down there with the homebrew community and the homebrew clubs in Tijuana, as well as some of the younger brewers. Gotta get more than that in there. But a lot of the younger brewers who now are some of the big brewers in TJ. I do a lot of judging down in Mexico. Go to Mexico City every year to judge that conference, and a lot of stuff in Mexicali and all over Baja. So I'm basically taking the love of my time being in TJ and bringing it to the professionalism of San Diego's craft.
Right on.
So a lot of the rustic flair of Mexico with the awesome history of San Diego craft.
Right on. Let's get into the first beer and
Cheers
a little
to that.
cheers and
Yes.
taste it, and you can tell us a little more about this.
So this is my take on traditional Mexican lager. We're using a little corn in the mash. We're using the Modelo U strain, lagered for 21 days, so real crisp, light, easy drinking beer that still has some flavor to it.
Yeah.
A lot of Vienna malt?
No,
No?
nothing. No,
Wow.
Pilsner malt and
It tastes
corn.
really bready and nutty.
Weirman Pils malt, I guess.
Wow, that's a great malt. How'd you get access to the Modelo strain? You have some friends down
I do have some
south.
friends down there, but
Yeah.
I can't give away my secrets, man.
I was hoping to pry it out of you.
Well, I'm sharing with that kind of stuff, so
Right on.
if you ever need some.
This is delicious. Super clean.
Yeah.
I could see pounding a bunch of these, like
That's kind of my idea. I want to be able to have a few of these.
on the beach in Mexico when you're soaking up some rays.
On the beach in
Surfing.
Coronado, and the beach
Or
anywhere,
on the beach
man.
in Coronado.
Your backyard, mowing the lawn. You know,
Exactly.
this would be a
All
lawnmower
of the
beer.
above. I also love that on the side of the bottle it says it's C instead of C, because you always say C to the C. Just not saying.
Good plays on words.
That's awesome. No, all of this packaging is really, really cool. And like the more that you look at it, you see like different things inside of the drawings themselves.
Yeah, we had someone who actually like hand carved like the etched drawings that we used for the packaging. So it's all done by hand by an artist, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, lots of hidden Easter eggs you'll find in there.
Very nice.
Hidden Easter eggs.
Hidden Easter eggs. So that's a delicious beer, and obviously, you know, it's a passion style, I think, in our part of the country, too. I mean, everybody loves Mexican beer in Southern California. I think in a lot of the country as well, but everybody's got their sort of go-to. This is really a wonderful beer and a take on the style, and I think it's an awesome sort of representation of it. You know,
I
your own
agree.
take.
It's like an especial with a little bit more flavor. You know, for
Yeah, like
people
that bready
who
notes you're talking about. Exactly.
who want more flavor out of craft beer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We all kind of grew up with that beer. Or at
Yeah,
least
that was
those of us Southern
my first beer
Californians.
was a Mexican lager, so.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, and it's cool being in a place like San Diego that has so much craft beers and everyone's always like super about the hops, but I love seeing these Mexican lagers to start come out that have just as much flavor behind them, you know, and you feel like you can drink most of them and you not feel like you're drinking water, you know, or people are going to look at you like, oh, you're drinking a Mexican beer. Like,
Well, in San Diego, everybody's forgotten about malt, right? And there's this, you know, I mean, we jokingly say, hey, there's this fourth ingredient in beer called malt. You know,
Whether it's not just hops.
right? What? You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice job on this.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right on. So what do we want to get into next? Tell us about the next beer.
I think we'll go into the collaboration beer we did with one of my good friends down in Fauna in Mexicali. and it's a Weissenbach. We sat around the table a few months ago, and we kind of asked each other, what's a beer style that we've never brewed? And that was one that we decided on that none of us had brewed before. So I had done a lot of Hefeweizens, but not a stronger version of it.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to bring in a Mexican tie, which was the honey. So we got honey from Mexicali. And it's kind of nice. It really rounds off some of the big clove notes you get from the yeast and kind of softens up some of the banana notes. And it's really nice. The honey just kind of brought everything together.
I'm anxious to try this. You don't see Weizenbach out there.
No, and the one we talked about that we loved so much was Vitus from Von Stefan.
Yeah.
So we wanted to kind of bring out the more light-colored Weizenbach. Just want to get the strength.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of this kind of beer before.
And you
usually
guys
a
are in
little
for a
darker.
treat. That's only bottle staying in San Diego. The rest went down to Mexico City for Copa de
All
Cerveza.
right.
2 cases for us.
Yeah, so we brewed a
Wow.
collaboration to serve at the festival down in Mexico, and we're both going to be judging it, so very excited about that, but not for sale here, so sneak peek.
So you guys go to Mexico
Sorry,
City.
everybody.
You guys are SOL.
Go to Mexico City and hang out.
Get out of here, Zach.
Zach's taking the remaining bottle.
Thief.
Thanks, dude.
I'll leave it there for the visual.
Wow. Well, cheers to that. Let's get into this,
Cheers
man.
to that.
This is a treat.
El Jefe. It smells like a Hefeweizen, man. It's got all the bananas and cloves
totally
and
does,
vanilla.
Oh man.
The honey helped kind of bring up the ABV a little bit, and then we just kind of rounded out some of the big notes in the beer.
That's nice. You get the cloves kind of kicking in a little bit
A
late.
little bubblegum note.
Yeah, a little bubble gum too.
And this is really like kind of true to that style of Hefeweizen that you've maybe never had from drinking it in the U.S. But like the German style that you've had because it's got the banana, it's got the clove. This is really delicious.
Thank you.
It's a pretty esoteric style of beer. It's cool to see you bringing this back, and reintroducing.
I'm a style nerd, so kind
Yeah,
of bringing things
that's
that aren't
cool.
so popular is kind of my thing. I like to mess around with some stuff that not a lot of people are doing. Baltic Porter is one of the favorites of mine.
Yeah, I know that's a favorite of Mel's too. Yeah.
Wow. So this will never be seen again.
That's not true.
All right.
We might bring something back
All
later.
right, there we go.
For now, this is one-off that we're doing for the big cup down in Mexico City.
Right.
We'll
So
see.
just out of curiosity, Paul, because Karl Strauss just won the gold in the honey beer category at GABF, what would you say about this in comparison to what you guys won with the honey orange blossom?
Well, it's a completely different base style of beer. Ours was a California Common, which is the Anchor Steam type of beer, but you can't call it Anchor. You can't call it a steam beer because Anchor trademarked that. But ours had orange blossom honey, and it kind of does dry the flavor out a little bit. It almost makes it a little more drinkable because it's drier. And the Weizenbach is a big, sweet beer. It's, maybe too sweet to some people. So your addition of honey, I think, was kind of genius
Yeah,
in
it's
there
kinda
because
fun.
it dries the beer out and makes it a little more drinkable. You still get all the good flavors that, people expect in a Hefeweizen. It's a much bigger
Big,
Hefeweizen,
yeah. Big hefe.
but the honey kind of dries it out and leaves you wanting another sip. So these are all brewed at Coronado, right?
For now,
still?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. I know the system pretty well there for my
I bet you
years of
do,
experience.
yeah.
So it's kind of easy to kind of transition to that, but we're still looking at different spots to finally land.
Is that different spot going to be in San Diego
Oh yeah,
somewhere?
yeah.
Okay.
Totally. Probably down
Cool.
south
Awesome.
Bay or somewhere down there.
Down in my neck of the woods.
Oh yeah,
Chula Vista, maybe.
could be.
Okay.
A lot
Cool.
on the table.
Yeah, still looking.
That's great, though. But I think it's awesome that you're doing stuff at Coronado. I mean, obviously you have deep roots there from your time at Coronado, and certainly they're supporting your venture in a great
Yeah,
way.
it's Awesome.
Nice to have a sort of that family.
Exactly. And that's what it is. Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Really cool. This is a delicious beer, and if I could just make one recommendation, if it could come back, it should.
Well, we have some kegs that are floating around.
Done. We'll make
Yeah.
it happen.
You should.
Just because you said.
Not just because I said, because it is really a fantastic beer.
He's got to get a Gavamente out there too. I mean,
Yes.
everybody's itching who hasn't gotten a chance to taste that yet. Some of us were lucky enough to taste it on the floor at the Great American Beer Festival.
More than once.
And we won't rub it
Well,
in.
you guys are going for it? Just bragging?
Every chance we got to go back, yeah.
You're doing your job.
Well, right.
yeah.
How else was I going to tell you all about it?
It's an
But
important
I
part
try
of
it more than once.
We've got to
Important
taste the
part.
beers.
All right, so let's get into one more here.
The final one is No Way. Not no Guey, not no Guey.
No way.
No way, like
No
W.
way.
Yeah. So in
Very nice.
In San Diego, we have to have an IPA. I'm a hophead. And
It's a
this
requirement.
this is a huge addition of Mosaic and Citra hops in this beer. Then we kind of made our own blend of a tahini spice. We had played with tahini, but we found that the salt kind of affected the flavor a little bit, so we created our own tahini spice. It still has the lemon and the chili flavor. And that's done in the whirlpool to kind of extract that. And then after fermentation, we re-ferment with real mangoes.
Wow.
So there's no gimmicks behind this. There's no extracts
Awesome.
and fake stuff. It's
The mango
deal
and the
mango.
aroma is amazing.
And it took us a while. We went through lots of different
Wow.
varieties of mangoes to find out what worked best for this beer.
Ooh.
What variety did you settle on?
That's secret, man.
Secrets are
We're not going to get any secrets out of this guy today.
nothing at all.
I was told to keep it close.
Wow.
What?
Well, cheers, you guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
You're not kidding about this aroma, man.
Cheers, Guey.
Wow.
So Guey is kind of the what? Spanish or Mexican equivalent of dude.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Bro,
dude.
kind of rough.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow.
So we found that the hops played really well with the real mangoes in this. It's not like a fruity IPA. It's an IPA first, then you get the mango, and then you get the tiny bit of that maybe pepper spice note. Not so much of a heat, but a flavor.
This is unbelievable, man. I don't think I've ever tasted a beer like this.
No, not at all. And when life throws you mangoes, brew a tasty IPA with chili and lime. Oh, yes way.
You're gonna have to start reading all of our copy, Danielle.
Nelly, are you writing this stuff? I mean, you're in marketing. Are you coming up with this stuff?
Maybe after a few beers, but yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
I say things for a living.
A lot of things going on, but it all seems to kind of work together well.
It's as advertised. You get all the flavors that it says are in there.
And again, when people, I try to tell them that it's not a spice beer. We don't want to have someone that couldn't drink a couple of these. I think you could drink at least a pint or two of this and not be overwhelmed with heat or spice notes.
Yeah.
It's just really nice in the finish. You kind of get that chili earthiness.
Oh yeah, I have total gringa mouth, and this is delicious. Like I could drink multiples of these and not think anything of it.
Gringo Mouth.
Yeah,
That'd be a good name for a band.
that would be a good
Let's
name.
put that on the list. Put that on the list.
Gringa mouth.
I like it.
Wow. This is really a beer you want to seek out. This will really, I think, blow people's minds. I mean, everything from the aroma to the description to the taste. And man, this is really, really drinkable, man.
And let's not forget about the hops. I mean, I get a nice
some Mosaic
fruity
Citra
hop,
kinda tropical hop
coming
notes.
through there as well. I mean, wow. Every sip, kind of, you pick out things you didn't pick out in the previous sip.
We'll be serving it at the Guild Fest, so that's a good opportunity for
Right
people
on.
to try it.
Both these, yeah.
Well, we'll be at the Guild Fest. So we'll be looking for your beer at the Guild Fest.
Excellent.
Yeah. This is really incredible. I didn't know what to expect as I'm reading the marketing and the packaging and stuff. I'm like, okay, mango IPA, but this is really unique.
Thank you.
And a beer I would highly recommend seeking out. So let's talk about that. Where do we find your beers? Because right now it's just San Diego, but if I'm going to go out and I want to pick up a 6-pack of this, where am I going?
A couple different spots. Obviously your better beer bars will be carrying this. We just locked down a good deal with 7-Elevens in San Diego. So hopefully 7-Elevens here in the next few weeks. And grocery stores, that should be hitting as well.
Vons, Albertsons, working on a bunch of big accounts. There's actually a beer finder on the website, so if you go to SouthNorte.com, you can look up Find a Cerveza, and it'll show you all the accounts near you.
How about the tasting room at Coronado?
Yeah.
No.
What?
We're going to leave you
Oh, I'm gonna have
hang in there for a little bit.
Till we
I'm
get
gonna
our
write
own
a
place.
strongly worded letter to those Chapman brothers.
Chapman Snow?
Yeah.
So we're working on that as well. So that's in the plans.
Wow. Well, once again, it sounds like if you're in San Diego, you're going to have a chance to enjoy this beer. Definitely, if you're going to Guild Fest, seek it out, and make sure you're looking for this. SouthNorte, really impressive stuff so far.
Thank
I
you.
mean, considering that 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
As of this filming, 3 weeks. So that's it. It's Beer for Breakfast ABV. We do this every week here at 91X. It's kind of exciting to think that once a week we get to come into a room and people bring us beer and we get to taste it in front of you. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and once again, we'll see you next time. It's a Beer for Breakfast ABV, 91X. Cheers.
Cheers.